Hello, in this video we're going to go through how to construct a histogram using your CAS calculator. Now the instructions have been given to you, but I'm going to talk you through it with the calculator in case you're someone who doesn't like to read and you prefer to watch what's happening. So we're going to use exactly the same example here, and I will use similar instructions. Okay, but they might differ slightly because these are instructions from the textbook, but I'm going to be explaining it how I would usually do it on my calculator, and they're probably exactly the same. So let's get our calculator. Okay, so we want to go to lists and spreadsheets, and you can see here all the data. So I'm just going to enter that in. So you can see just here, we're going to name the list marks. So if you're wondering why it's called marks, it's because we're looking at 27 marks in the form of a histogram. Okay, so marks being results of a test, I guess. Okay, so let's type in marks. All right, I'm going to go ahead and type them in. So I'm going to pause the video so you don't have to sit and watch me. All right, always make sure that you check that you've entered the data incorrectly. So you can go through and have a look at each one. Now, I did say 27 values, so when I actually entered these in, the first time I had 25, so I knew I made a mistake somewhere. But even if you crossed them off as you went, would make it, make sure you don't miss anything. Okay, because usually when mistakes are made with questions like this, it's because people make small mistakes, just like entering in data incorrectly. So you'd get it wrong, not because you don't know how to do it, but because you have entered it in incorrectly. So make sure you always check. Okay, so we've done step 1 and step 2. So now we're going to put a scatter plot. It took me a while to think of what that was called. So we go Control Doc, so you can see up the top it says add page. We're just adding a page, data and statistics. Now we've just got one variable. Remember, we're just looking at univariate data, so marks. There it is as a dot plot. Okay, so if you needed to draw a dot plot, there it is. But to change it into a histogram, just go to menu, plot type, and you can see our different types there. And we just want a histogram. Now, the problem when it does this is it automatically just puts the values in order for you. So here you can see the intervals are 2, so it's going from 4 to 6. So the intervals are 2 and it starts at 4. Now, that might not be what you necessarily want. So to change it, and it's written here for you, but I'm just going to see what the question wants. So I'm going to keep scrolling. Doesn't actually say. I just want to be consistent with the notes. Okay, so I can see here that it wants to start at 0. Actually, I might do my own width of 4, alignment of 2. Okay, so I can see here it's got a width of 4 and alignment of 2, but I like to start at 0. I think 0, because we're quite close to it anyway, would be fine, and I'd probably go up in lots of 5. But if you're given a question, it will probably tell you what to do. So we'll go to, plot properties, histogram properties, and we want bin settings and equal bin width. So the bin just means the column, basically. So how wide do we want it? And you can make it anything, but I'm going to make it 5 and start at 0. So you can see here the first number is from 0 to 5. Now our scale is a bit hard to see, and also we can't see the top values here. So again, we can change that. So plot properties, plot histogram properties, histogram scale, and you can go to percent if you want to change it. We're currently on frequency. So if you wanted percentages, you can see that there, and your answer will come up as a percentage. I can't move my cursor, but you can see there that from 15 to 20 is 40.74%. Okay, but if we just go back, and if you want to change your window, Okay, we can just go to zoom data and it's a bit easier to see. So if it's taller than your window, or like, oh, did I do? Just moved something. If you didn't like how the scales were like before, so I wonder if I can, okay, so there it was. Okay, and even before that, oh no, it's not changing the Y for me. But if it was too hard to see, you can just, now I want to do redo. I've done too many times. Okay, you just go menu, analyze, no, sorry, window, zoom data, and then it fits it nicely for you. I've gone back to frequency, so you can see there how many are between 15 and 20. There are 11. Okay, so I'm just looking at the top part there. Or if you want to change it to percentages, we can just go to histogram properties, histogram scale, and change that to percent. And you can see it there and read the values of that. Okay, so make sure these instructions are in your bound reference, but hopefully after you've done quite a few questions, you'll be fine to do that. All right, I'm going to finish up there. Nice short video compared to the rest. All right, bye.